What's up? It's Leon from Sofia, Bulgaria, here at the Doktorski Pametnik, which is in the Doktorska Gradina, the Doctor's Park, right here, which is not too far from my home. It is, the vacations have started. We will have Easter soon, which is Sunday, Monday. Today is Friday, I believe. Yeah, it is. And so I'm off, and I'll be off for a whole week. I mostly have some reflections to share. So I had a call with my dad, and he said, listen, what about COVID? It could be possible that you get it and you have long-term effects, like you're exhausted for at least a full year and you cannot even walk to your kitchen and back without being completely exhausted. How will you do your work? How are you insured for this? How are you covered in terms of insurance, with your job, with your income? Because we will not be able to travel to you, we will not be able to support you. And I was flabbergasted by the, let's say, pessimistic outlook. Just keeping in mind that my dad has been mostly bound to his home office for over a year, which does something to the mindset. It makes you a bit claustrophobic and fatalistic, in the sense that I used to have it myself as well, especially if the weather is bad. You don't get out, the walls come towards you, and you sort of get, I wouldn't say paranoid, but there's a cloud above you, a black cloud that doesn't go away unless you change your environment a bit, unless you get out, do sports, surround yourself with people. And that's why I think the whole thing for the past year has done a significant impact on people's mental health. So what do I think about that? I basically said that, well, if I get the thing, I would get treatment from the state in the hospitals, so that would be alright. They're dealing with it well. I don't know about the capacity right now, but we have very specialized doctors who have been dealing with this thing for over a year, and I would not have any sense of worry that if I get it, I'll be on the street, let's say. Basically, my dad's concern was that I would end up on the street. If I don't get the social insurance, I would get fired, I would lose my job, I'd be on the streets, let's say. That's what his worry was, and I said, are you actually worried about that? And he said, yes, I am. But well, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know exactly how I'll be insured if that happens, but would I end up on the street? I've never thought about that. I think it's a bit fatalistic to think this way. I don't think it would actually happen. If I get a long-term thing with a permanent exhaustion, I would probably still be able to work from home. There will be some way, and if I end up losing my apartment, I would end up with friends or whatever. Yeah, the state will not support me for years, but in the Netherlands, it would also be just 2 years, I guess, where they support you with healthcare, and then after that you might lose your job as well, and then they support you with some income, which is way less here. Okay, I get it. But if I lose my job, if I lose my apartment, I can still travel to the Netherlands, let's say, and just at least be there. Like, I have a bed, I can live with my brother, with my parents, but yeah, that was his concern as well. Like, the borders are closed, we would not be able to get to you, you would not be able to get back. And I said, that's not the case at all. You can just drive into Germany, then you drive into Austria, and perhaps you need to do one test. And you drive here, you're in 48 hours. You'll be even less, you'll be right here. You can just cross the borders. It's not closed, that. It was never closed, actually. You could always drive. And probably even without a test. If you say you're transiting, you just drive, and that's it. And this whole fatalistic thing, I just don't get it. And it seems a bit ingrained in the Dutch mindset that people, I don't know, it didn't used to be like this, but people have become a bit scooped up in their homes, have become a bit, I don't know, fearful of whatever, and everything that's different doesn't rhyme with them, let's say. If they see a place where people continue their lives, it's like, well, how can that be? And I'm just very surprised of it all, I have to say. And I also said, well, if I get it, I get it. And if it's not this, it would eventually be something else. and we all die someday, and it seems that I just deal a bit better with that. Here in Bulgaria we seem to deal a bit more in a relaxed way with life and the punches that it throws at us than where you are in the Netherlands, because you're just thinking of catastrophes and it doesn't make sense. Like, it wouldn't happen, and if something would happen, it would probably be something else that you didn't anticipate either. So I just don't get it. And I told him, like, what are you worried about? Stop it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you could get sick as well and lose your things. And then he said, yeah, but I'm insured and I would be covered by the state. And I said, yeah, well, there's 8 billion people outside of the Netherlands that live quite okay. A lot of people live in abstract poverty, obviously, but people get on with their lives. It's not just like you're the gold standard. Like, perhaps you are, but then still there's more in the world, and it's not like people outside of the Netherlands are not getting by, even if it's a lot harder sometimes in most of the world, or people actually live in third world standards. People still sort of get by, and it's not like unpredictability is something that cannot be dealt with. See, the punches that life throws at you, you just deal with them, and when they come, when you start dealing with it, you'll see it's quite alright. If you're young, healthy relatively, you get little concern. And yeah, that's some things I wanted to share. It's a bit of a difference in mindset. Like, if I would ask people in Bulgaria, are you concerned of this? They would say, and that's probably the answer, like, как то иде? Like, whatever comes. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Like, if the worst thing happens, like you get a COVID with a long-term thing, if even that, then you'll just deal with that and see how it goes. Yeah, probably really harsh, but who can say? And I think that even the people who have, like, probably less social security here, they'll just say, как то иде? We'll see it when it comes. It probably won't come. And yeah, it probably won't, because I don't know, it's not just, you need to think about risks, but don't let it rule your life. It is springtime, we're open here, even our nightclubs are open. We're out in the parks by mass, and there is basically, I'm not saying nothing happens. I've seen a serious increase of people dying of whatever, people in the hospitals, people losing their grandparents, their parents, but people take the shots and they deal with it. And there is, I believe, no other choice than dealing with the shots. Nightclubs are open. I think that's a bit of a far-fetched to open clubs right now. If I look at the people around me dying, because there's quite a few who have lost their grandparents, their parents even, who are relatively young, and I would say, well, it's a bit of an extra step to open nightclubs, but not my country. I'm a guest even after 6.5 years. Как то иде? We'll see it when it comes. I hope it will be fine. But I have to say one thing. When I moved to Bulgaria, and after spending so much time alone, I have seen that people in other countries just live with whatever comes at them. And I've let go of my own anxiety, let's say, because there's no way to live with these concerns on your mind all the time. There's absolutely no way. So you just live and let live, and go with the flow, I would say. Hope that doesn't sound naive, but that's basically how we live here, and it seems to go pretty well. Alright, take care from the Doctor's Gardena here in beautiful, sunny Sofia. It's 28 degrees, I'm with my shirt only, and it is a rare day that I don't have a scarf or a vest, so that means it is actually summer here right now. So take care, bye bye.